Welcome to the first community meeting for the Green Street Sidewalk and Roadway Reconstruction Project. This project is part of ongoing improvements funded by the state Chapter 90 program and in coordination with the city's 5-year sidewalk and street reconstruction plan. This will be a two-part meeting. First, this short presentation you're about to view provides introductory information about the project, the city and state programs and policies that guide the proposed improvements, initial observations, and overall project schedule. This project is funded through the MassDOT Chapter 90 program. Through the Massachusetts General Laws, the Chapter 90 program provides funding to municipalities for the implementation of capital improvements on local public ways. Second, there will be a live Zoom meeting to allow for public comment, Q&A, and feedback on October 6th at 6:00 p.m. Information on how to register for this meeting will be provided at the end of this presentation. As previously mentioned, this project is part of the city's 5-year sidewalk and street reconstruction plan. At the end of this presentation, you will find a link to access the full plan from the city's website. This map provides a visual illustration of the streets currently planned. To access an interactive version of this map, please follow the link at the bottom of the slide. There are many guiding plans and policies that help steer our work. Some include the Americans with Disabilities Act. The Americans with Disabilities Act was signed into law on July 26, 1990 by President George H.W. Bush. The ADA is one of America's most comprehensive pieces of civil rights legislation that prohibits discrimination and guarantees that people with disabilities have the same opportunities as everyone else to participate in the mainstream of life. Next, the Pedestrian, Bicycle, and Transit Plan. This plan emphasizes improving comfort, safety, and operation for sustainable modes of transportation. Their goal is to provide a transportation system that is sustainable and efficient and moves people safely. Lastly, the Cambridge Climate Plan and the recently completed Urban Forest Master Plan document our commitment to maintaining a healthy environment in the face of a changing climate. So how do all these plans and policies translate to specific street and sidewalk design? Let's go through some of them, starting with accessibility. Both federal and state regulations cover the construction of sidewalks and require newly constructed sidewalks to be accessible. The goal of the city's bicycle plan is to enable people of all ages and abilities to bicycle safely and comfortably throughout the city. The designs are developed as part of a specific street design project, like the one we are doing right now. The city does not control the MBTA system, but we can make improvements during our projects to improve accessibility of bus stops and improve access to bus systems. Street trees are an important element of our projects. We need to ensure that any proposed street tree does not compromise the accessibility of the sidewalk. The Massachusetts Department of Transportation Complete Streets Program. A complete street is one that provides safe and accessible options for all travel modes, walking, biking, transit, and vehicles, for people of all ages and abilities. Vision Zero. Adopted by the City Council in 2016, Vision Zero calls for the elimination of fatalities and serious injuries resulting from traffic crashes. This slide also shows some of the typical tools we use on narrow residential streets. In regards to sidewalk access, when it's not possible to get the required sidewalk clearance, which is 36 inches, on the house side of a large tree, we can interrupt the parking lane and provide a sidewalk on the street side of the tree to make the sidewalk accessible. At tight intersection corners where it's difficult to fit in a typical pedestrian ramp, we can construct a modified raised crosswalk. This has the advantage of eliminating the need for pedestrians to ramp up and down, and also has the benefit of slowing vehicles as they turn in and out of residential streets. Our policy is to replace sidewalks in kind with the same material, although we do contact property owners to see if they would like a change. We also give special consideration to materials when a project is in a historic district, or if it's a larger project along one of the city's main corridors, where a more uniform approach to materials may be advisable. When brick is used, our standards call for replacing older molded brick, which has uneven shapes and wide joints, with more uniform wire cut brick which fits together tightly. Green infrastructure, or GI, is a part of our effort to improve the quality of stormwater before it is discharged from the local drain pipes to the Charles River or Alewife Brook. GI refers to a variety of techniques which use natural process such as selected plants and soils to promote infiltration of stormwater into the ground, or to remove pollutants such as phosphorus from stormwater. The city has successfully implemented GI in a variety of roadway projects ranging from major corridors to residential side streets. We are committed to incorporating these types of environmental improvements into smaller projects as conditions and space allow. Design bike facilities. The goal is to enable people of all ages and abilities to bicycle safely and comfortably throughout the city. The plan provides a framework for developing a connected network of complete streets, but does not provide specific designs for individual streets. The designs are developed as part of a specific street design project. Transit. The city doesn't control the MBTA system, but we can make improvements in our projects to improve accessibility at bus stops and improve access to bus systems. We want to emphasize that we are committed to improving transit access and accessibility of transit. Street trees are an important element of our projects. We place a great emphasis on protecting existing street trees during construction, and we look for opportunities to plant new trees where possible. On narrow streets like the one in this project, finding additional tree locations can be challenging. We need to ensure that any trees do not compromise the accessibility of the sidewalk and do not interfere with overhead wires. The city arborist will review the streets for this project to identify possible locations. The arborist will also work with residents who may be interested in our back of sidewalk tree planting program. In this program, the city offers to plant trees at no cost on private properties, where conditions are often better for tree survival. No matter where trees are planted, they are planted in according to our updated specifications, which include a much greater volume of planting soil per tree, including beneath adjacent sidewalk. New trees are also watered regularly for the first 2 years by the contractor. Construction is understandably what residents and businesses are typically most concerned about. Construction is disruptive. It's loud, sometimes messy, and frustrating, but the city is committed to working with residents and businesses throughout construction. Each project is assigned a project engineer and a community relations manager. That team works together to ensure that there is clear communication about what to expect and when. Projects in the city have a standard work hour of Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. We expect our contractors to implement and maintain safe and effective traffic management plans to assist pedestrians, cyclists, and vehicles throughout the project area. This project is in the early planning stages, therefore a detailed schedule has not yet been developed. The next step is to hold a second community meeting once conceptual design plans have been established. At that time, residents will again be asked to provide feedback. The city values feedback from those who experience the street on a daily basis. After viewing this presentation, please send all comments and questions ahead of the October 6th virtual meeting to Kate Riley at kriley@cambridgema.gov. There will also be time for comments at or after the October 6th meeting. In addition, if you'd like to be added to our emailing list for project updates, please visit the project page listed at the end of this presentation.